I meant to review this movie this week. Okay, not this week. The movie I ordered arrived late. What can you do? Well, I had to actually earn the show's title for once and work to find something this week. Not that I had to do that, this is something I have been aware of for some time, but I meant to get around to reviewing it eventually. Where's CAROLYN from 2013? Which is a short film. I didn't have a lot of time to work with this week, but still, this movie clocks in at barely half an hour. I feel like I'm not even necessary here. So much so you might find me rambling this week. I don't usually do that, do I? And I still barely need to explain what the movie is about. It goes all out in that area.
The police believe the contents of the video to be a hoax. However, it is a fact that the two participants in the video have not been seen or heard from since the footage was found.
They went so far, they read the exposition dump out loud because anyone willing to watch this movie couldn't read? Hey!
We're going demon hunting
In a cabin.
on Halloween.
In the middle of the night.
And Adam's gonna die. Yeah, you are. You're gonna die, Adam.
Okay, do you need me? Because I can leave. Don't threaten me. I will. This is Adam and Georgie, played by Adam and Georgie. The film was uploaded to YouTube in 2013, and neither the description, IMDb, or half an hour of Googling turned up who on earth made it or who was involved. This may be a genuine piece of found footage because it was suddenly lost to time. Either way, they're preparing for a night out in the woods, visiting a haunted cabin where a brutal mass murder took place. As you do. But first they need to check their luggage and make sure they didn't forget any tropes. Handycams, night visions, flickering lights, and all of the drugs.
Here's Adam's toilet.
I'm not shooting my toilet.
All of the drugs. Or is this what happiness is like? No, it's not. It can't be. The music, Euphrates by W.H. Morrissey, is pretty much the one clue this movie didn't pop in from some alternate universe. Morrissey is still around making music, and the only other video on the channel is the official music video for this song, using clips from this very movie. It's always neat when up-and-coming artists join forces for something greater than the sum of their parts, even if it ends up going nowhere. I was tempted to reach out to Morrissey and ask if he could fill in any blanks about this movie, but at the risk of sounding like a meme, I have seen enough found footage to know if the only clue to the origin of a mysterious footage is a tangentially linked underground musician, just don't. That's how you get Slenderman. Anyway, for many a minute, they journey the roads, trample the woods, ford the streams, and finally, there they are, the Hessen cabins, where CAROLYN, a born aristocrat and country photographer, had a number of cabins built for the benefit of her demonic cabal. Yeah, she had one. Like any lonely person, she decided it's everyone else's fault she's all alone, so she dabbled in black magic.
So, very bitter and angry about this impending spinsterhood doom that she felt. She did something rash. Can you imagine what that would be?
I don't know.
Murder.
As you can tell, the movie is pretty self-aware about how silly all of this is. Adam knows it, Georgie knows it, we all know it, we all know it is pretty dumb. But if you were gonna visit a haunted house in the middle of the woods, wouldn't you want to have a little fun with it?
And another part of the urban legend is true is she really did build cabins. And you wanna know how we know that?
How?
Because they're right there.
So this is it. Two jackanapes trying to freak each other out in a haunted cabin on Halloween. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that, does it? And who can't relate to doing something like this as a kid? Emphasis on kid, but still there is something nice about it, I think. And it works for a setup with them wanting to just film their outing. I got no problems with it so far. With their acting mixing together what feels like genuine friendship and them just trying to remember what the story for the events are, it actually comes together pretty well. and I can still make fun of it.
But he gets so shocked by this gruesome sight that he accidentally shoots her in the stomach, and she lets out this scream that he's never heard before, right? And she falls over backward, and she knocks this table off, and this.
And I know all of this because I was him.
Have you heard that?
No, I haven't heard that until
like
just now. I
like
thought
a-
you were being possessed.
Henceforth, most of the movie consists entirely of slowly building creepy sweeping shots and claustrophobic hallways and decaying buildings. All the while, these two dunces try their best to freak the other out. It's not a deep or even interesting series of events to follow, but if you're willing to see yourself as part of the events and made part of someone else's fun, it's easy to get swept along. For all its vapid runtime, it does touch on the pleasance of horror for those who enjoy being scared and don't need much to do it. If nothing else, it's an entirely inoffensive film to just have running in the background for you to look up once in a while and go, man, that's Halloween. As for the urban legend, the story goes if one calls out, "Where's Caroline?" 3 times at the top of the basement stairs, she will appear in the basement. However, that basement has been sealed with concrete for the past 40 years, so all you will hear is a muffled wailing from beneath the stone. Or at least, that's what's been said. When the clock approaches 2:21 and Adam and Georgie goes to do the deed, they find the cellar is open.
It's supposed to be filled with concrete.
Are you sure?
There's no way I'm going down there. There's no way in hell I'm going down there.
He went down there. Georgie does follow him. They're not so lazy, they just have Adam disappear off screen, and they find the basement largely untouched by the curious fingers of decades past. A wide space cramped by pillars of mortar and rusted machinery and rotted wood grown moldy from the damp dirt floor. In a far corner they find a ramshackle cupboard, and inside it a collection of glass photo negatives. And when Adam accidentally breaks one... Come on, that's cute! At this first genuine proof of the paranormal, the 2 holiday investigators run out of there, but for reasons unknown, Georgie falls behind, leaving Alan alone, forcing him back to find her. I maintain cute! There was also the slight issue of a fire burning outside, but it didn't really add anything aside from being slightly creepy. Feels sort of like a found footage holiday special. Watching this film, I feel like I've stepped in from the cold for a family game night by the hearth. It's a fantastically comfortable experience. It doesn't try anything new or exaggerated, it's just some quick silly fun in good company, doing all the things you like to do together. It may be because through this hobby of mine I have trudged through some marshlands of brambles, stinkers, doldrum and grayscale, so it's not for everyone, but I had a perfectly good time watching it. From the start it feels like a scary day trip. Everyone involved knows how silly it is and they just have fun with it. Along the way they creep each other out and tell scary stories about the place, and it's just a good, nice time. And when things do happen, yeah, they're about as silly as someone vanishing around the corner waiting to say boo. I think at the heart of it is the characters. Most of the dialogue is clearly scripted, even if it is cleverly hidden behind Adam trying to remember what he's read about the cabins, but the chemistry between Adam and Georgie feels real enough. It doesn't feel like 2 strange actors awkwardly shoved together and made to act as if they're real-life friends. It feels real. And that, I think, is what has me so relaxed about it. I'm sorry I'm not as skilled a hacker as I pretended to be in my Ratter review, but I couldn't find anything out about the actors. The film is one of 2 videos on the channel, and with the thing being uploaded in 2013, there was very little to go on. But to me, they did feel like real friends, so I'm just assuming they were in real life. But I can't pretend as if it's a perfect movie through and through. Biggest problem, as always, is that it's almost too short to be worth bothering. It's weird for me to think that once upon an age, a movie that's an hour and a half was considered the top of what audiences could muster, and today, in the age of binging Marvel movies, 5 hours is an evening well spent. I like short films as a creative achievement, condensing the essentials of a story into a moment of your time, but I will always prefer a feature-length film or a long-running show to the blink of an eye short. There is something here, just not enough of it. And I can't pretend the mood forgives them any weaknesses about it. It's all the tropes you would expect from a Blair Witch Project derivative, with the stark shadows, dilapidated building, and expectation building the payoff. That's a double-edged sword, and the way you feel about it is entirely down to the expectations you go into this movie with. Where I found it charming and familiar, I blame no one who finds it boring, overused, and, well, shit. The plot is even thinner than the Blair Witch Project. It's literally just two people who summons a demon for shits and giggles. You're either someone who played Bloody Mary as a kid and find that charming, or you're a jaded diamond who asserts they deserve to die for being this stupid. Personally, I am more forgiving since it is a short film, so expecting that much feels like a pretty high standards to judge by. All of this considered, my personal feelings contra objective assessment, Where's Caroline is kind of bland. It tries nothing new and does nothing remarkable, it just kind of exists. But I think it's oddly charming in how simple it is. It doesn't overstay its welcome or portray itself as more grand than it is. It just kind of balances on a tippy top of mediocrity, and whether or not you'll enjoy it depends entirely on the mindset you enter it with. I sentence Where's Caroline to a 6 on a scale of 11. That was a remarkably half-assed opinion. Here's hoping I will have a more definite opinion next time. Thank you all for watching. I have been Cause Scratches, and I hope you will see me again next time to take another look at what I found.